Hi, and Happy New Year from Mandy here at Worshipful Living. I'm so excited that you're joining me today as we talk about the rock principle. And as I shared above, I really struggled with priorities, and I still do. It's not that priorities have become something that's easy for me. Actually, last year in 2014, priorities were a real struggle for me. And I shared that in the post at Worshipful Living. But something that was really helpful to me when I was younger was the rock principle. And so today I wanted to share with you my rock jar and share with you the principle behind it. And I hope that maybe something in this principle will really help you. Now, I'm going to share with you also below this what you would need if you want to make your own rock jar. I've seen this done with different things, with different colors of sand, but I really think the rocks work the best. And the reason I like rocks is because Christ is our rock. And as I go through the rock principle, you'll understand why it's important that I think it's best for it to be a rock. Now, what I have here with me is I have a mason jar, and I have there we go, some fish tile rocks that you would use for your aquarium. Mine are really pretty. They're like green and blue and purple. And I have some rocks. And in this other container of rocks, they are all different sizes. Now, what normally happens in life is we like the pretty things. We like the things that are that make us feel good, that are exciting, whatever it is right now, whatever catches our attention, that's what we like. And so those are like our pretty rocks. And so this jar represents our life. And these pretty rocks represent all the little things in life that we like to do. You know, maybe like going to the movies or eating out, choosing to watch TV at night, maybe blogging, maybe different things, whatever it is. Those are the little rocks. And not saying that blogging or watching TV or going to the movies is bad. None of those things are. But they might be little rocks. Some of them might be bigger rocks, depending on your purpose. But nonetheless, they are little rocks. And so a lot of times what happens is people take these little rocks and they fill their jar with them. And mine are going all over the place. But they take their jar and they fill it with little rocks. And when they're filling their jar with little rocks, then they remember that they have other things that they have to do, like spend time with their family or with Jesus, you know, cook dinner, whatever the case may be. And so then they put some big rocks in, and then they try to put some more little rocks in. And then, you know, they try to do their finances or going to church, maybe making time for ministry opportunities. And they fill their jar up to the top. And as you can see, my jar is pretty filled here. But the problem is that I still have a rock left. And that rock represents our personal time, our personal walk with Christ. And there's no room to put Christ in. He won't go in. He won't fit our jar. I actually have another rock here he'll fit in. But when I put my Jesus rock in, which is my biggest rock, my foundational rock, I can't put the lid on my jar. And my life is overflowing. And I have a mess. And if I try to do this, I'm going to break the jar. And I'm going to break the rock, which we can't really break. We can't break Christ, but you know, I'm gonna damage the relationship between the jar and the rock because of the rock trying to fit into the jar. Now, if we take our rocks back out, and I'm going to try to do this quick. If we take our rocks back out, and see, they come out much easier than they go in. We take our rocks back out and we come back. And we come back to this empty jar, this empty vessel. And we allow Christ to be the rock, the foundation. in our lives. And we put him in first. And we let him be the foundation. And we put our family in second. And then we start putting in some of these little rocks. Because it's okay. You don't have to fill in everything big right away. Because maybe some of these little rocks are, you know, extras. Extra Bible studies, extra family vacation. You know, the good stuff that is important that goes with these other rocks. We can fill in these little rocks. And what happens is the little rocks find their way around the big rock. And when we're doing this, our priorities are in order. And if we put all of our big rocks in the right order, which sometimes is a trick, and that's the truth in life too, getting the rocks in the right order. What happens is we have a life that's much more balanced. We have a life where our priorities are the way they should be. God first, our husband second, our kids are next, jobs after that, ministry after our family. But that big rock of time in the Word, it is where it needs to be. That big rock of maintaining our relationship with Jesus Christ, it's where it needs to be. And so when we're done, and I'm not nearly as good at reprioritizing the rocks as the person who taught me this. The person who taught me was really good at prioritizing their rocks. But when we're done, we have 2 empty containers, but 1 filled life of priorities with Christ, the main rock, at the center, and all the fluff over here. And the fluff that doesn't fit, it's okay, because there is plenty of fluff. It's okay. But the main thing is Jesus Christ and our relationship with him. And so this year, in 2014, my word for the year is present. I want to be present in the lives of my kids. I want to be present in the life of my husband, of my niece and my new nephew, my family, hopefully our new adopted baby. I want to be present in my health. I want to be present in my choices. I want to be present in our finances. I want to be present in our church and in ministry. But more than anything, I want to be present in my personal time with Jesus. I want it to be a relationship and not just an add-on. I don't want him to be the fluff rocks. I want him to be the main rock. I want him to be what the focus is, the foundation, the center of the vessel. That's where I want God to be. And so this year, I pray that you will be present in your life. And I know that this video may have been a little noisy and it may have been a little messy, but isn't life noisy and messy? It is. But as we focus on Christ and as we lead a life of worship for him, we have our priorities straight. Now, what I did is I was given this jar and as a gift, and it sits on my nightstand. And I see it every day when I hit the alarm. Some days I don't really think about it. And actually most days I don't think about being the rocks where they need to be. But my goal for 2015 is to remember my rocks and to remember to leave the rock as the rock in my life and to let him be the center of my vessel. So worship God with your life.